Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Now, Ryan Garcia has gone on record, and he's been talking about him and his trainer, Joe Goosen, and the relationship they have. Now, I've said before, Ryan Garcia, I think is an excellent boxer, but I feel that since he left Eddie Reynoso, Ryan Garcia, he didn't look great. In that fight that he had against the Ghanaian, to me, he didn't look great. To me, he was trying to fight more in that Canelo style. High guard, walk you down, chop you down, and get you out of there. And I just don't think Garcia is that guy. And he has that style to be, and that style can be effective for him. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think Ryan Garcia should be looking at more of what Amir Khan did. And Amir Khan's style, especially when Amir Khan first came out, because Ryan Garcia has very similar attributes. And to me, he's not utilizing them the way he should. Instead, he's trying to fight like he possesses these attributes of a power puncher. Okay, he has pop, don't get me wrong, but that's not his style of fight. I would love to see Ryan Garcia come out there, drop the jab, drop the 1-2, step aside, check hook, right hand. I mean, but in combinations, okay? He has that type of hand speed that you can't train to acquire that kind of hand speed. The hand speed that Ryan Garcia has, like, you can train and you can work and you can, use, 1-2 pound dumbbells. You can, shadow box, hit the speed back. You can do a lot of different things. And you can increase your speed, but you cannot achieve that and what Ryan Garcia and Amir Khan has, okay? It's just not going to happen. That's why I'm not understanding what he's doing at this moment. Now, he's with Joe Goosen. And we all know Ryan Garcia has been calling out Tank Davis. If Ryan fought the correct fight, utilizing his reach advantage, utilizing his footwork, lateral movement, ring generalship, and that God-gifted speed, Ryan Garcia's, in my opinion, and take the emotion out of it, okay? To me, Ryan Garcia has a good chance to win that fight. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? But that is not the way he fights. Ryan Garcia can rattle off 3-4 punches and get out of there before anybody can respond. That's the kind of God-gifted speed this guy has. But the problem is, he won't probably get out of 4 rounds with a guy like Tank Davis, because he's working with a new trainer, Joe Goosen. A lot of respect for Joe Goosen. But what Joe Goosen is doing with Ryan Garcia, to me, is a foul. He's bringing Ryan on and more or less allowing Ryan to kind of dictate the terms. He's not really coming in there and saying, all right, we're going to strip away a few layers and kind of, let's kind of rebuild here. Or let's overhaul this area of your fight game, to me, which needs it, okay? Instead, he's more like, this is a turnkey operation for me. I've got this beachfront property, fully furnished. Hell, got TV, internet. Camera's tripping, right? Let me see. There it goes. I got the TV in here, got internet. We got king-size beds. We got everything, man. 2 cars for us to drive. We got the golf cart out there to zip around. Shit, I don't have to do anything with this property. Nah. The problem is he needs to do something. He needs to gut it out because the furniture is outdated. You're running your internet is running at a super low speed, so he needs to do something with Ryan Garcia. And this is what caught my attention. It's not just how he fought against the Ghanaian. That's the first thing that scared me. And said, uh-oh, this guy here now has regressed. That's when Ryan Garcia came out and said, when it comes to him and Joe Goosen, they more or less collaborate. I really don't need a trainer along those lines, right? He needs someone where they can collaborate and work the game plan together. Now, in some aspects, I agree. There's things, they both have two different lenses. Joe has a lens of the trainer. Ryan has a lens of an experienced amateur fighter and an experienced professional. And he knows himself. So in that sense, you need to come together and collaborate and talk strategy. But when it comes to training, it should be all the trainer, in my opinion. Joe, to me, should be taking control, and my way or the highway when it comes to training and being disciplined and doing the things that I feel are necessary to win this fight. Now, if there's something maybe that Ryan's feels that he can do it a little bit better, then you need to have those a two-way communication. There needs to be some open lines of communication. But I just don't like when I hear something about we more or less collaborate. Because with Eddie Reynoso, there's no damn collaborating. With Floyd Mayweather Sr., there's no collaborating. With Robert Garcia, there's no collaborating. Okay? Freddie Roach, there's no collaborating. All right? A lot of those great, Robert McCracken, a lot of those great trainers out there in England. Most of the trainers. You have a voice. They want to hear from you, but there's not going to be you coming in there and wanting to collaborate and maybe devise your own game plan. And if Ryan wants to fight Tank, he's going to have to sit back, and to me, it shouldn't be much collaborating at all. He needs to sit back and whatever Joe Goosen says, that's what it is. Joe Goosen, he's seasoned, he's experienced. He has an idea of what to do. I don't think he's making the right choice with Ryan Garcia. I think you're giving Ryan too much credit. Too much credit. Okay? I think you're giving him too much credit. And as a result, I don't think Ryan Garcia, he's fighting Fortuna. He should get Fortuna out of there. But as soon as he steps up against somebody, man, who can really give him problems, Ryan Garcia, I just don't think Ryan Garcia is going to win that fight. And I'm talking about like a Devin Haney. I'm talking, we already know about Tank. Rolly Romero, leave him alone. Isaac Pitbull Cruz, Ryan dies, okay? And I'm trying to be fair. That's honestly how I feel about those fights. And you may say, okay, well, look, man, you just don't like, I like Ryan. He's young. He is who he is. I respect that about anyone. You are what you are. It doesn't matter if people think your personality's quirky, people think you're corny, people like you, people think you're handsome, people think you're ugly. Doesn't matter. He's consistent with who he is. But listen to this, right? He fought, Ryan Garcia always fights with his head high, his chin high, okay? With Eddie Reynoso was getting on him about that, but Ryan has a bad habit of wanting to fight tall. When I mean fight tall, with his chin high in the air. That is a huge problem. In all of his fights, and most of Ryan's fights, he gets touched at some point with a power shot, and he gets landed flush on him because he has that chin in the air. Luke Campbell almost got him out of there with one shot. When he was fighting the Ghanaian in his recent fight, I don't want to mess up his last name, that's why I'm not saying it. The Ghanaian landed several times on Ryan's face because he had his chin up in the air. Just didn't have the leverage on those shots to hurt him. But he caught him, and Ryan felt it. And Joe hasn't corrected that. And not one time in that fight did I hear Joe say anything. It was more telling him, all gas, no brakes, go in there and get him. And that's just not what, to me, you should be telling a guy like Ryan Garcia. Not at all. Because Ryan going in here with Fortuna, let me foot stomp this, right? I'm not sure what Fortuna has left. He been around for a while. He's been on the cusp of getting some big wins. He got robbed a couple times, and he has lost. Okay, he has lost. But Fortuna, if he still has a little bit in him, he is skilled enough to get that left hand off and land on Ryan. But I'm not sure he's fast enough or he has the coordination to deal with the speed of Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia is going to be coming at him 1,000 miles an hour. But Fortuna is the one. If he has enough left in the gas tank that he could get Ryan in the line of fire, keep him inside that triangle, you know that I just did a video on that. Keep him inside that neutral space where he's at a disadvantage for a moment in time, and boom, land a big shot. But that's easier said than done with Fortuna, who's not as swift on his feet as Ryan is. But for Ryan going forward and to bigger names and bigger fights, they need to fix this whole thing about his chin in the air. And they also need to work on the whole collaboration thing and not really needing someone to train him, more of a partnership. I always thought the trainer-fighter relationship was more of a partnership, but I never heard of it as more of a collaboration where it's not, it should be pretty much one-sided. Now there's gonna be an open means of communication. The channels have to be open. The fighter has to tell you what he's feeling, what he's seeing, what he feels won't work, what he feels will work. But it's not gonna be, well, I think this should be the game plan. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I've never fought on that level. So I'm not going to sit here and play like I'm in any position to say, well, this is what I've done as a professional. I've never done that. That's not me. I'm not going to lie. But I've done a lot of sparring. I've done a lot of boxing. And I have a few amateur fights, right? And I'm going to tell you this. There will be conversations with me and the different guys, gyms I've been in, and different coaches I've been around. But it was more of them telling me what they're seeing, telling me things they need me to do, things I'm not doing. And whenever I was talking, it was more like, I injured this, or I hurt this, or I'm tired, or got it, or, you know, shit's easier said than done. Or like, yo, the guy had some speed or had some power. And they're telling me, okay, this is how you kind of counteract that. But it wasn't me telling me coming in there now, coming up with my own strategy and game plan. No, that's not me. So with Ryan Garcia, I think he has a great jab. I think he has super fast hands. I think when he puts together a combination, they look wonderful. But I just think he's going down a path of trying to be this Canelo type fighter. And Joe Goosen, to me, needs to tweak that. He needs to tweak that immediately because, you know, a lot of people are leaving Eddie Reynoso. Let's make this clear. They're not leaving Eddie Reynoso because Eddie Reynoso is a bad trainer. They're leaving him because he's always been a one-fighter trainer, and he will always be a one-fighter trainer as long as Canelo's active. Because Canelo was fighting 3-4 times a year. That means the whole year this man is busy training with Canelo, sleeping, everything, man. Same schedule. So when Canelo takes a break, he needs a break. What time, if Canelo's fighting 3 to 4 times a year, what time does Eddie Reynoso have for fighters? So let's just get that out the way. So Ryan Garcia is nowhere in the world Reynoso puts anyone above Canelo. It's bigger than boxing with those two. So when these guys are leaving, it's not because Reynoso wasn't a good fit. Reynoso really helped Ryan's career bubble. But now he's out of there, and we're going to see what happens in the next couple fights. Fortuna, you know, it's kind of soft touch, a little bit better opposition than Fortuna, but he shouldn't be a real threat. If he gets the Tank fight, we're going to see what happens. I personally think he should fight Rolly before Tank. And but Ryan Garcia knows something about Rolly, and he wants nothing to do with it. And Ryan Garcia isn't going to be able to do the Rolly what Tank did at all. So I think they're going to just, you know, plan wisely. But you guys can leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about this. I think Ryan Garcia has a lot of talent. I think he has a lot of speed. But I just think the way they're packaging him right now is just all wrong. You know, it's just all wrong, man. You know, they need to go right now. They need to be tweaking and getting him to be more of a boxer puncher, not a brawler, not someone who's gonna walk you down and swarm you. That's not his style. That's not him. We know he got the big left hook. He's got speed, and all speed is power. I get it, but It's not his style, man. And I just think it's a waste of effort to have him doing something to me that's counterproductive. I really feel that he should be emulating a style similar to Amir Khan because he has all of those attributes, and he can win. I think he'll win fights a lot easier if he fights in that style. And I think he may have. Not sure about his chin because Amir Khan had a decent chin. He got hit. The guys who got him out of there are guys who had some serious pop. And after he started taking hard shots, Amir Khan's punch resistance just went out the window. But right now, I think Ryan Garcia has what it takes to really, hold his own, get some big wins against some big names. But he's not going to get it in this come forward style, high guard style. It's just not going to happen. But anyway, man, I'll leave it as that. Ryan Garcia's not all about having a trainer, but it's someone he can collaborate with, a partnership, and we're going to see how far that gets him being with Joe Goosen. That being said, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Shout out to all the veterans. And as always, I'm in the breeze.